Hello everybody, it's me, and welcome back to another video. Now, in this video, I am going to be doing something I did before where I predict Snagulls' stats. Before, I predicted Wintrix's stats, and I actually got pretty close. Me personally, I think I did get fairly close. This time, I'm going to be trying to predict Snagulls. Now, I have a very little information to work with here, but I'm trying to give my closest possible guess. And actually maybe do 3 different ones depending on where I fall in line with my ideas. Anyway, no more talking. Let's head right into it. And here we are. Okay, so I'm actually maybe going to do both the shark, crab, and Snaggle, but I'm probably only going to be doing Snaggle, mostly because I feel like I want to be surprised. But since Snaggle's been out the longest, it's been the most leaked, I think I want to get this one done first. Now, first thing I want to notice is that I'm able to actually use some information from Pokenova's video here. Shout out to Pokenova. As we can see right here, if we assume that this thing is not actually TP trained, we can see that it has 275 health, which, let me make all of this Z1 real quick. And if we do that, let's go to like 80 here. And now we keep bumping it down till it gets to 275. Right? So, that's the closest we can actually possibly get, indicating that this Snaggle is actually TP trained. So, we don't actually know. This is kind of weird, because we know that the Snaggle is TP trained. We don't know by how much. Because, look, it could be any variation of this, you know. It could be literally any variation. It could be 54 health with this, you know, like it could be that. One moment, I need to get a picture of Snaggle. All right, here we go. Got the picture of Snaggle. Now, when I look at this, honestly, I don't think it would have too much HP, so it could be safe to assume it has something around this amount of HP. That, or it's just completely running 200 health. And that would boost this down. Actually, it can't run 200 health. It can't run 200 health, so it has to be something like... So, let's just put it as close as we can to 275 for now. Maybe just go like here. Something like this. Because this is the weird part where I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I think this makes sense of it being 55 and having just a little bit of health. Okay. And now with the energy, it has 324. Meaning that the energy, yet again, is TP trained. We'll just put it right there, because I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do here. I'll just try to get as close as I can instead of putting TPs. I'm going to get as close as I possibly can. So, 62 and 59 is what we got so far. And we can actually narrow this down in a little bit. So, that's all that we can get from all of this. But then there was something earlier where Icicle did about 40% with ill will. About 40%. And assuming this is a Brawny 200. It has to do about 40%. So, let's boost this so it's max. It's about in between. So about here. About here at level 100. This would make sense because later in this video you can see Icicle use ill will, and it actually does hit Snaggle for a little bit. And then you can later see that it used if it wasn't Brawler or Adaptive Assault, we could really narrow this down. But someone told me that they think it's a melee attacker because they calculated the damage and it did more than 50% to Icicle with a Steel Crusher. So it says it's probably a melee attacker. So if it did more than 50%, give it Steel Crusher real quick and boost this attack up to where it goes above 50%. And we can get a rough idea of the melee attack. Okay, I don't think... this doesn't seem right. So it was probably TP trained. Let's give it 200 melee attack. And make it do over... It said over 50. Doesn't seem right. I'm gonna get Brawny. Because this just seems too high for me. I'm gonna give it 200, make it Brawny. And assume it got a high roll. That did more than 50% to Icicle. So, this seems like a pretty safe bet for me. I just don't have a lot of information to work off of, so I'm just doing what I can. You know? So, let's just keep it at about 80 there. And range attack, it used Shine. And if I remember some point in the video, it did use Shine. Let me go find that point in the video real quick. Now, right here, you can see that the Shine did about... Let's go see how much health that would be. So, something around 15% of its health. That's what it looks like. Let me just give this thing Shine. And I'm trying to see what would match it here. That's like, if that took more damage there, that would die. Yeah, that's how much. I'd say about 80%, right? And we can actually cross-reference this with our Mentees video. Let me go grab it real quick. Okay, so turns out I can't actually cross-reference it with the amount of health that our Mentees Icicle had, because he didn't record that battle. So I kind of just have to go off of the little bit of damage that the Icicle took. So I have to get it to at least, I'm going to put it in the mid-20s. This is the issue here. I'm not really sure what to put this at, but I know it was kind of in the lower side. Maybe it was a high roll. Because if I use Shine here, it would do about that much damage. You know, and Icicle's decently tanky. It's kind of strange what I'm supposed to do here. And with range defense, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. But I know the Snaggle is faster than Icicle. So let me just boost this to be somewhat on par with melee, maybe a little bit higher. Something like that. And we don't know the base stat total of this thing. We really don't. Alright, now I'm gonna assume this thing has 2 evolutions, and Loomians that have 2 evolutions, for some reason it's not coming to my head. What about something like Calf Note? Let's go like Calf Note or something. So now let's go to a calculator. This is a lot of, okay. Now let's go 62 plus 59 plus 80 plus 52 plus 58 plus 62. Well, we gotta boost some things down, clearly. Probably boost this melee attack down. I don't think it's that high. I'm gonna boost it down to about, like, to 57. That seems reasonable. Maybe a little lower. I'm gonna go, like, 47. Range attack a little lower as well. So now let's redo that. 62 plus 59 plus 47. Remember, I'm going off as little information that I got here, so most of this is just going to be me assuming. And it's not the best to assume something. So, there, we have about, what is that? A 32%, 42 stat difference. So we just chuck this into here. That seems like it could work, but doesn't seem like it would be that. Let me switch these. 42, 62, 42, 53. Okay. This looks like something Snaggle could use. You know, this looks like some stats it could have, but I'm trying to cross-reference is really difficult here, because if I add all of it together, one last time, 62 plus 59 plus 47 plus 52 plus 42 plus 53 plus 62, that does add up to what Calf Note has, right? But we don't actually know if it's a two-stage evolution. But if it is, these stats could make somewhat sense, somewhat of a strange sense. Knowing that Steel Crusher did, I said over 50. That's what it said is over 50. That's why I think it would have higher melee attack. Maybe it could be just a 1 evolution, like it doesn't even have an evolution. And if that was the case, do Gobademic and Shachi both have 500? They do. In that case, we could switch things up. So this would be if it had 2 stages. So let me go open a new damage calculator. And let's redo this. I'm going to go off purely what I think this thing would get instead of just cross-referencing something. I'm going to go off what I think it would have if it was just a single stage evolution. Just by the looks of it. And I know it's a melee attacker because I was told it was a melee attacker. I'm going to go about 90. I'm stupid. Doesn't look very melee bulky. Go like 52. Doesn't look like it have any range attacks except attacking with its wings. But its wings look razor sharp. That's the thing. Go 42. And we can go like range defense a little higher. Not 190. And just chuck the rest into speed. So let's add up all of our stuff. What? I meant to grab my calculator. Okay. Let's go 73 plus 68 plus 90 plus 52 plus 42 plus 90 equals that. So we would give it 85 speed. As a single evolution, it doesn't look all that horrible, but it's not something that I would use. So I'd probably lower this down to like 22, have an extra 20 to work with, and like do something like that. I meant not 2 range attack, 22. Something like that, you know? Because then if I add 85 to this, you got 500. So that would match up with those two. What is that? Hello? And it would kind of work in a sense where it's good at countering the things it's weak to. If you think, because if we go to Snaggle here real quick, let me just go bring it back to Snaggle. Its weakness, it resists Bug and Brawler, and that makes it faster than Garbantis. And if we go to Garbantis here, it's 1 speed stat higher than Garbantis, as well as matching its melee defense. So if it got something to like boost its damage, and let's say it got Nosedive, we have very brawny 200 versus a 200, 200, very robust. Let's go. This is not gonna take much damage at all, actually. It might actually take, what am I looking for? Trash armor? Trash armor and heavy armor. Yeah, like it wouldn't be too bad against it, because then it would be immune or resisted. Oh wait, I need to give it stab. It would be immune and resisted to Garbantis's 2 main stabs, or just double resisted until that gets added, and it'd be good against that because it's, I don't know, it's very this is very difficult to determine. Very difficult to determine, but I would also assume it would probably get Scavenge. I'd assume we would get Scavenge as a stab move because it has literally Snaggle in the name. Now, this would be if it was a single evolution. That's just what it looks like it would be to me. And this would be if it was a 2-stage evolution. Not going to try to go for its 2nd stage evolution. So, right here, this is 1st stage. This is 2-stage. This is 1 stage. And now, its abilities? Honestly, I was thinking something like Turbulence. And it would get, like, I'm not sure what it would get, but, like, give it Turbulence. And some kind of, and maybe, Burglar. I think it would get Burglar. Because if it literally has Snaggle in the name. So I would think Turbulence and Burglar. Burglar is its probably secret ability. And then maybe a signature ability where it eats a sandwich or something. And it gets a little bit of health each turn. All these theories will be confirmed tomorrow. But let me know in the comments down below what you think Snaggle will get. Those are just my theories. I think it'll be very interesting Loomian to go see. And we'll finally be rid of all those stupid cones. But I think I need to go to these cones and just say one last goodbye. I think I have to. Be back. These cones. They've been with us for about a year. They've been corrupted. They've been gleaming. They've been gamma. They have been a rainbow wisp. They have been many, many things by our side for so long. We were even able to go into it once as a troll, and we would come right back out to this beautiful route. 1 year later, people. 1 year later, and we're able to go through this door. Kind of crazy, you know? We're finally able to go through this door after a year. To think that it's been about a year since this route came out. It has been a year since this route came out. And since everything initially started. I need to make another video about that. Alright, I need to make another video about that. Alright, anyway. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments down below about your predictions of what Snaggle would have. See you in the next one.